And tonight, Hoosier lawmakers are wrapping up their first day back at the State House.
That's right. They returned to the state capitol today for the start of this year's legislative session. Our State House reporter, Emily Longnecker, returned to the State House with them today.
She joins us live tonight with a look at what lawmakers on both sides want to tackle. Emily?
Well, hi, ladies. You know, during the election, we heard a lot about how high property taxes had become a burden for so many Hoosiers. So it is no surprise that that was a big topic here on day one for both Republicans and Democrats. This is also a budget year, so education and Medicaid funding, the two areas where the state spends the most money, were also top of mind. Senate Republicans said they plan to treat their main property tax bill, Senate Bill 1, the same way they treat the bill outlining the state's new budget, meaning it's a priority. During his campaign, Governor-elect Mike Braun said he'd like to lower property tax rates back down to what they were in 2021. Senate Republicans say they'll start there, but say SB 1 is a work in progress. Property taxes fund local services like police, fire, and schools. That's something Senate Republicans say needs to be considered before deciding what needs to change.
We are committed to providing property tax relief to Hoosiers, but we've also got to balance the funding needs for schools and local units of governments like counties, cities, towns, and townships.
Senate Republicans also have a bill to cap the number of Hoosiers who receive Medicaid under the state's Healthy Indiana program at 500,000. Right now, there are more than 700,000 Hoosier adults with no kids on the program. Any cap would lead to a waiting list. House Democrats also laid out their priorities called the Working Hoosiers Agenda. Democratic lawmakers say they also plan to address high property taxes along with the cost of health care and rising utility rates. When it comes to education funding this budget session, Democrats say they'll be calling for more state money to fund public schools to take the pressure off property tax revenues and homeowners to do that.
Our public schools are the lifeblood of our communities, and we need to treat them as such with responsible investment. We can take the pressure off property taxes and increase state funding to public schools.
In the budget session 2 years ago, Republicans increased voucher eligibility for families that wanted to send their kids to charters and private schools, a move Democrats continue to be critical of.
Those dollars, those extra dollars that will go now to send private kids, private school, wealthy family students to the schools they're already going to on the public dime, could instead be spent on pre-K for all.
So how much Indiana spends on public education, sure to be a big topic this session, especially when you consider a bill that was filed last week, House Bill 1136, that basically calls for the state to take over school districts, including IPS, school districts that are losing students in their districts to charter and private schools. And coming up tonight at 6, we'll tell you what lawmakers on both sides of the aisle said about that bill. Ann, Felicia?